Back in February, President Trump had this to say about Michael Flynn.
Because when I looked at the information, I said, I don't think he did anything wrong. If anything, he did something right. He was coming into office. He looked at the information. He said, that's fine. That's what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to be, and he didn't just call Russia. He called and spoke to both ways. I think there were 30-some-odd countries. He's doing the job.
Joining me now, Attorney Kurt Schlichter. Good to see you, Kurt.
Thanks for having me.
You know, obviously it was wrong of Flynn to give the FBI false information. He could have simply refused to speak with them. But talk to me about this. If there were any evidence Flynn had the goods that Trump would dial back on Russia sanctions as payback for, hacking into Hillary, wouldn't it be a bigger, whopping, gigantic conspiracy charge than this one single small potatoes lying to FBI agents charge to get Flynn to cough up?
Absolutely. Gosh, I don't remember the last time I wrote a brief that small. It was what, 1.5 pages? I mean, it was really nothing. If he had done something wrong in the underlying action, if he had somehow colluded with the Russians, of which we've seen zero evidence in a year of this nonsense, we would have seen it today. What we saw was one instance of lying to the FBI. And let me give your viewers some free legal advice. Don't talk to the FBI. Call your lawyer, talk to your lawyer, exercise your rights, and don't lie to the FBI.
Yeah, especially when
talk to them until you talk to your lawyer, and don't lie.
Especially when there's FISA warrants out there and they're wiretapping and probably had this conversation already. But isn't that what the incoming...
Absolutely.
Isn't that what the incoming NSA, the National Security Advisor, is supposed to do? Have meetings with foreign counterparts? I mean, if this Russia collusion story was bigger, then what's with the rinky-dink charges against Paul Manafort that has nothing to do with the election?
Well, the fact is, it isn't bigger. There's nothing there. Look, there is nothing wrong with a national security advisor doing national security stuff, especially an incoming one. Everything he did was absolutely legal. We know that because we haven't seen any charges for it, and we won't because it wasn't illegal. His crime was lying to the FBI. It's heartbreaking to me. He's an Army officer of 40 years. Today's the 30th anniversary of me joining the Army. I feel bad that his career has been tarnished by doing something he shouldn't have done. And he stepped up like a soldier and admitted wrongdoing. And I hope he regains some of the honor that he deserves.
Kurt, look at this analysis now coming out of The Economist magazine today. It is now saying, The Economist magazine is saying this Russia collusion story is, quote, sheer lunacy, a complete eclipse of reason. Listen to this, that Democrats blaming Hillary's loss on big, bad arch-enemy Russia, that they and the media beltway sound like Russians or North Koreans blaming all their problems on America, that inside Russia, the hacks were seen as pranks. Your reaction to that?
Yeah, I think they're absolutely correct. And this is a real problem for the Democrats. I'm not here to give my opponents advice, but if I were going to, I'd say, hey, you need to look at yourself. What were the reasons the Americans didn't vote for Hillary Clinton? And it wasn't because Russia spent $100 grand on Facebook ads? That's crazy. You need to talk to normal American people. This Russia thing makes you look like lunatics. It's not panning out. At the end of the day, Donald Trump is going to be president till 2021 at least, and maybe 2025 at this rate. Get your heads together and start appealing to the American people.
Yeah, come up with policies.
Won't listen to me.
How do you create jobs? How about that, Democrats? How are you going to create jobs? Kurt Schlichter, we love having you on. Come back soon.